How you doing, Errol?
What up? Doing good, man. Like your background.
All right. First question I got for you. I was watching the press conference, and you was talking about how this training camp, you came in, you was in pretty good weight already, so you didn't have to get off the weight or burn down the weight. For like a casual boxing fan, can you tell us what's the difference in a camp where you're already in a good spot with your weight as opposed to having to sweat it down? What advantages does that give you going into the fight, not having to worry about that?
It gives you a lot of advantages, or just whole mentality, change, because once you put on the sauna suit, running, you just burning different minerals and vitamins in your body that all that excess sweat and overheating your body and just, making your body work a lot harder than it needs to work, just doing a normal jog on the treadmill and just being thirsty all the time you know, and a lot of times, when you're so thirsty, and you're hungry, you choose the food over just drinking, over drinking. And then your body just, just going against your body just overall, it makes you change your whole mood, make you a lot more upset and angry and, things like that. So, for me, I've been in a way better mood, doing it this way and not putting on a sauna suit and not, depleting my body and, overworking my body too hard. And, I feel good and I think, I can do this for the rest of my career.
When you had your eye injury against Pacquiao, you had said that you didn't even notice that you had an injury until you went to the doctors, and then they told you that you had an injury. So is that something now where it's not as big of a deal to you because you didn't even really feel like it was a problem, beforehand, and now that they got it corrected, are you seeing a difference in your vision and things like that?
Well, now I knew I had an injury because I seen a cloud on my left eye, like in my peripherals, like it was like cloudy. But I felt like I could continue and fought Pacquiao, and asked the doctor, could I still fight and can I still fight, and I signed whatever, saying that he's not responsible for anything. But I'm glad I didn't take the fight because I could have been blind in his eye, and Pacquiao would have been each other's last fight. So. So, I'm glad that, I didn't take the fight. I took time off the rest and let it recover. And I feel like stuff goes full circle. So now I fight Ugas for the belt that I was going to fight for anyway. So, it all comes back and I'm just ready for this.
Now, the interesting thing about Ugas, I think maybe to the general public, maybe he's not as well known as, say, a Pacquiao or a Crawford or Sean Porter. But I think to the general boxing audience, the ones that really watch, this is a dangerous guy. This is a guy that is in my mind, I thought he beat Sean Porter, and therefore has been kind of undefeated for, several years. He's taking short notice fights. He's been known to do an upset. He's been an underdog before, and you've been very complimentary of him throughout his career. So what is it about Ugas, that you feel like, hey, this is a guy that maybe is a little bit overlooked, but I can't, overlook
him? He's I feel like he's a real boxer. He's a guy that, that comes to fight every time that he gets in the ring. Like you said, he takes short notice fights. And very determined. He has to be a disciplined fighter if he takes short notice fights, because he got to be in some decent shape, and he got to be on weight a little bit for the fight. So it's a guy that I can't cut any corners again or get overly focused, or not overly focused but overly confident, or just not train hard for. I gotta have my complete focus on him, and I feel like that's something that I wanted and needed, to come back. I could have took somebody, a tune-up or something like that, but I felt like that wouldn't have had me, 100% and just ready to fight. And I feel like it's a lot more pressure to fight a tune-up because, you have to put on, like, it's like, for me, mentally, it's like, man, I have to put on, great performance or, I got to stop this dude, punish this guy and get out my character. But a guy like Ugas, I can, basically, stick to the game plan and, and focus on what I need to do, just to win the fight. And if the knockout come, get the knockout.
You said it's been a while since it's been a man down. So is that kind of in the back of your mind? Ugas is a tough guy. He hasn't been put down in a while. But is that in the back of your mind? Like it's time to get a man down?
It is not really in the back of my mind. So I'm asked the question. My job is to win the fight, but definitely as the opportunity presents itself, it's something that I'm definitely gonna go for. And, risk it all for it. So, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, I'll take the victory too.
Was it like fighting in Cowboys Stadium? I was there when you fought Mikey Garcia. So many people there. It's a different type of vibe than maybe a smaller arena and things like that. That spectacle, having Jerry Jones being in Dallas or Arlington, can you just give the fans who are watching or who are at the fight what it's like to be a fighter in that type of stadium and that type of atmosphere?
I feel like it's the ultimate goal for a fighter. You get a lot of fighters like international in the UK and stuff that fight at stadiums, but it's rare that you get, a fighter that's American that's fighting in stadiums, especially in their hometown. And I'm fighting at the AT&T Stadium, one of the biggest stadiums, in the country. And just a special moment to be fighting in my hometown and fighting in front of family and friends and knowing that, I got the support, of my city and coming out to the fight and packing the stadium out and, and basically spending, their hard-earned money and their time, especially in these times, in today's time, and spending their money and time to come watch me fight, that means a lot. And it's just, a special moment for me.
And the last question I have for you, I don't know if you have any Big Fish merchandise, but you definitely, if you don't, you should, because I like when you say I'm the big fish. That's a really good marketing tool. But the last thing, does it bother you because you're the big fish that you are continually asked questions about a Terrence Crawford or Keith Thurman, or do you feel like you're in that same situation like Canelo's in, where everybody wants to fight you? And they're always asking you questions about it, but you can only fight one person at a time. And do you have in the back of your mind, like, if I'm able to get through this fight, let me shut up these people. Let me go take care of a Terrence Crawford or Keith Thurman and anybody else who's talking that I'm quote unquote not fighting?
Nah, for me, that's the spot you want to be in. This what I work hard for, and this what it is when when you're the big fish, you the guy on top. You got people wanting you to fight this guy, and this person calling you out. Somebody else want to fight you. So it's a dope spot to be in. That's what everybody work hard for. Everybody want to be the top guy. Everybody want to be in that position to where they're calling the shots, or people have something that you want. So now everybody's coming to try to get it, and it's the spot that I don't take for granted, and I'll be holding this spot for a long time because, like I said, I'm the big fish, so everybody want to hunt me.
Well, I appreciate you. I'll be down in Dallas for the fight. Looking forward to it. I'm a big fan of both of you guys. You guys are very respectful to each other. You're good for boxing. I'm glad to see you back and healthy, because when you are the big fish, we want to see you in the water. We want to see you swimming, because you present the big fights and people want to see the big fights. And as long as you're healthy, and I know you're willing to fight anybody, that's a good thing. So I appreciate you, brother. And I see you down in Dallas, and good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.